What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome along to episode number 24 of the F1 Ultimate Career Series for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the last episode, make sure to go check that one out before you see this one. And of course, as always, make sure to get subscribed for more future F1 content as the series continues. So, 5th round of the 2021 season after the slight disaster that was Monaco. Of course, not been a decent run of races for us since the win in Bahrain. But of course, we haven't got resource points to spend, so we've got right to spending those. Put those into a powertrain upgrade to start off. We got enough, let's say, for one more big one if we can. Looking around the department, see what we can go for. Aero, we haven't done a lot of aero so far, so we'll go for a minor aero upgrade there. That's 1,000 resource points out of the bank already for that, and we'll save a good few when we get our weekly resources in going into the next race. There's our upgrades on the board there. We should get the majority of those, if not all of those, through before the Grand Prix today. Of course, we'll make it sure. I look at making a change to MG UK, but I can go one more race. In terms of the championship, then there's the gap. Verstappen now leads Hamilton by 1 point. We sit on 35 points. We're almost we're 34 back from the lead. So a lot of work to be done in order to try and close that gap. And of course, in terms of our rivalry, Bottas outsmarted us in Monaco. He leads that by 5 points. So we've got to try and close that in today's episode as best we can. We can try and get on the podium, and Bottas doesn't. Of course, that'd be benefit for us, and just try and outrace him in general. So go advanced time now, getting set for what should be an exciting Grand Prix. I've never been fantastic at Baku in recent years in terms of the F1 game. I've tried to avoid it when selecting 16 race calendars, but you know, I can't avoid it forever. So we'll go for Baku today, and hopefully things will work out nicely for us. Of course, different regulations on the old regulations compared to what they are now. And of course, we've got enough resource points to go for one, maybe two more upgrades if we're lucky. We'll go back into the aero department. We're looking at about 1,000. So we'll go for the cheapest one we've got here, discounted by 4%. So slightly discounted, so not massive, but we still got that powertrain upgrade to come through. So that'll come through after the Grand Prix. We have jumped Mercedes again in terms of performance, and we're actually starting to build a bit of a gap here. So we'll try and maintain that as best we can. But for now, it's time to head over to Baku and get ready for qualifying. Time now for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So here we go then, time for qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, an unforgiving street circuit here, lining the city of Baku as we make our way out onto the racetrack for the first time. Nicholas Latifi's Williams there, just in front of us. Of course, qualifying hasn't been fantastic for us so far this season, definitely not outperforming the car as we were in the AlphaTauri in 2020, but of course we'll try and make improvements to that and see whereabouts we can get, see if we can be up in perhaps P4 at best. That'll be good for us. So we're right there with obviously Bottas, Verstappen and Hamilton. So down the main straight here, over 200 miles an hour across the line going towards the first corner. We're hit with two immediate 90-degree turns for these first two on the circuit. So down towards that first corner. We'll take a little bit of curve if you can. Don't go into it too much or lose too much time there. On corner X, there goes Russell on the left-hand side. But he backs off, allowing us to go through into turn 2 nice and clean here. Because the more technical parts of the circuit coming up will also be the cast section, turns 8, 9, 10 and 11. It's one of the tighter parts of the circuit as a whole. It's pushing now down towards turn 3 and making our way through the first sector nice and easy here. So the first sector, a lot more basic. It's just a few simple corners to navigate here. We want to try and avoid the wall out of turn 4. And coming towards the first split here, our first part of the lap is a 35.4, so not too bad a start at all. So we'll try and improve on that as we carry on over the lap. A bit of the curb there at turn 6. I want to try and avoid doing that. Out of turn 20 and charging down the main straight. Vettel first time on the board, 1 minute 40.7. I feel like we'll be able to match that this time round, but of course the crucial first lap, we just set a banker down so we know whereabouts we are, and of course the second lap we'll try and find improvements on the worn tyres, see where we can gain time. So going through turn 1, we're going to try and use less curb on the next lap, just try and see and figure out whereabouts we can gain time in that first corner. Of course we are up about half a second here, even on these worn tyres, but with a lack of ERS, because we used the majority of it on our first lap and a half. So I imagine we'll probably run out here going down the main straight and going towards the line. So we are out of battery now. We're still improved by 4 tenths enough for P3 right now, just behind Sainz, but Verstappen is second clear of us, so a lot of work still to be done in terms of catching Verstappen. You see there, a lot of time getting to turn 1, so we'll make use of that on going on to our last lap here. So P9 for now, behind all of the usual competitors, including obviously Gasly in the AlphaTauri. He's of course taking our place in the top 8. But going to the last couple of corners here to end off our lap. 4 tenths up at the moment. Can we try and gain on that? Obviously, we'll gain some more here, this time having ERS to our disposal. Down the main straight to see where we're about to end up. I doubt it'll be a top 3, top 4 start on the grid. We'll see where we line up here. Verstappen resets the pole time, 1 minute 38.9. He's on pole. Can we try and match him? 1:39.6. That's enough for 6th place on the grid. Let's make our way through turn 1 once again. So a decent qualifying. We can try and convert that in the Grand Prix.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Verstappen, Hamilton and Lando Norris. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
So Verstappen on pole then, Hamilton second and Norris in third. But truthfully, despite qualifying in sixth, I still feel quite close to the cars around us. Only 6 tenths off pole, we are half a tenth off Ricciardo. So we're still close, and I think we can try and get a podium from here. Is the race win on? You never know, but it's time to find out.
A warm welcome to all of you watching at home to today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. A fourth row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as a pole position would. And remember, in 2017 and 2018, both Lance Stroll and then Sergio Perez took surprise podiums here. Baku city circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. The back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, Cohen, Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly and Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Raikkonen, Lance Stroll and Vettel, Ocon, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So here we go then, no more talking, time for action at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix from P6 on the grid, 26 laps of racing awaiting us here in the Baku city circuit. In terms of strategy then, be a two-stop in this Grand Prix today, starting on that set of soft tyres we didn't use and using 2 sets of mediums to go to the end of the Grand Prix. Can we make any gains here by changing our in-lap? We can, ever so slightly, 3 thousandths on our second stint there, so we'll take advantage of that and see whereabouts we come out in this Grand Prix. This could be a matter of track position, you never really know, but of course we'll come into play and see what goes down here. So the lights come on for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, round 5 of the 2021 season, waiting from P6 on the grid. Long wait at the lights, but it's lights up to the floor, and we are underway, and the race is on. Short run down to turn 1, Verstappen jumps across Hamilton in front of us, defends the inside. Here goes the Sainz and Leclerc, 3 wide with the 2 Ferraris in the middle of those 2 in the first corner, but jumping back in front, maintaining P6 for now, but that may snuff our chances of trying to get around Valtteri Bottas for P5. But Ricciardo could start, he jumps the fin for 4th place. We use our battery here going down towards turn 3, try and make a move on the reigning world champion around the outside, going towards the 3rd corner, braking way too early there and definitely misjudging these, trying down the inside for a second. No point making a dive at a circuit such as this. Bottas holds on to P5, so it's a neutral start then, so we almost lost P7 and maybe even P8 to Sainz and Leclerc, but we'll take P6 off the race start and now charging up towards the last sector through turns 18 and 19, right on Bottas' tail as we go down the main straight once again. Battery in deployed, no DRS just yet as we come down to begin the second lap. Here we go down the outside of Bottas, going towards the inside for the left-hander, down the main straight. We see him appearing on the left-hand side of his Mercedes here, going towards turn 1, and we're up into 5th place now, so 1 place gain on this opening lap to go back towards that first corner. So a neutral start, turn positive. We'll start working now on chasing Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris just in front of him, and Hamilton second, and Verstappen, our teammate, showing the early way here as he did in Monaco last time out, pushing on, chasing Ricciardo here onto lap number 3 of this Grand Prix. So make our way through turns 18 and 19 once again, looking to line up a move on the Australian, up in smoke, and there goes the McLaren in a pool of cloud and smoke, and Ricciardo looks to be at the Grand Prix here. What just happened? That was very scary. That could have been game over for us. We could have smashed into the front of him and broke our front wing. That could have been costly, but now we've lost time, we've lost ground. That little gap that Ricciardo was keeping in terms of DRS is now gone between myself and Norris. But what happened to Daniel Ricciardo, whose McLaren went up in smoke there, and it's game over for the Honey Badger. He's going to have to pull that car over, but I doubt he'll be able to pull it over quickly. Of course, the one thing about street circuits is not a lot of runoff area as the cars still in the race make their way through. Ricciardo falling away, of course. He is our closest challenger in the championship in terms of that the next place we're going to try and take as he pulls across the track to the left-hand side. And imagine putting it into the pit lane here, or that little runoff area. No, he's carrying on, but Ricciardo then down and out of the Grand Prix. That's 19 cars in this race. We have to work and try and close up the Norris manually here instead of using Ricciardo as a tow in terms of DRS. Going to lap 4 and down the main straight to begin lap 5. We're just about in range here to get DRS off of Norris, who himself is in the middle of trying to tackle Hamilton as Verstappen pulls away to his advantage. Just a couple of seconds clear of our compatriot in the Mercedes as going towards turn 1. Norris on the inside of Hamilton, sorry, on the outside of Hamilton going towards turn 1. Our pit window opens up, so got off those soft tyres this lap and onto a new set of mediums. But Norris around the outside of Lewis going in towards turn 2. They're still side by side, and the more they stay side by side on a circuit this tight, we can try and take advantage of that and close as best we can. No DRS that time. We run out of room just a little bit there, the DRS point going at the entry of turn 2, and of course we didn't deploy on the exit. But Hamilton coming back at Norris here, going towards turn 3, he's all the way to the inside of the track, right on the left hand side there, up close to the barriers, and Norris still hanging on here, doing a fantastic job against the Mercedes. We're now right behind these guys. Can we try and make a move here? Norris forces Hamilton towards the wall out turn 4, going through towards 5 and 6. We'll try and get around Norris here. He's on our inside, going towards that left-hander. Hamilton still in front. Took a few taps there to back with his Mercedes. There might be a hole for us to try and squeeze through here. Contacting Norris and Hamilton. We'll try and make a move if we can, going towards turn number 7. Very tight here, making it 3 wide into the right handle. There we go. And Hamilton going cutting across the track, but we jump in front of both cars there. And that was very, very lucky indeed that those two collided. We were able to take advantage of that, find a hole in between the two race cars and move our Red Bull into second place. Verstappen is now quite a way in front. He's 6 seconds to the good over ourselves in second place. Hamilton now in third, Norris fourth, and Bottas in fifth, but closing in a fair bit now. He's also managed to gain some time. There will be in DRS range on Norris, and Hamilton trying to take us here. We're almost squeezing towards the wall as we go towards the pit lane to make our stop. Hamilton, is he coming in? He's staying out. Not quite sure what the plan is. Is he staying out? No, Bottas stays out. He comes in behind us. So Lewis trying to take us on the way into the pit lane there. Not a wise move given the wheel of the car in front. But in we come now for our first pit stop of the race here. Medium tyres going on to our Red Bull. Can we jump out in front of Lewis? Luckily don't get held up by Gasly or Vettel. And we are away. And Hamilton still sat there right behind us. But of course some work to do now because we've got a fair few number of cars who started on the medium tyre outside of the top 10 who obviously haven't pitted yet. So let's try and work our way through those. It's rare here because it used to be in the past that we were the ones fighting through the soft tyre runners who of course started on their qualifying tyre back in the day. And that was back when we were in AlphaTauri, but now we're Red Bull and we're the ones in the top 10. We've got to try and work our way through lap traffic, almost as we did in Monaco. Nikita Mazepin, our first target then on lap 6. Hamilton still giving chase. Leclerc about a second behind as we go up towards turn 13 and down the inside. Gutsy move there on the Russian in towards 14 and 15. Latifi on next target as Hamilton tries to take Mazepin. They're going side by side. Did Hamilton hit the wall there? It was very close to contact with the wall. I'm not sure if he's got damage, but if it is, it's fantastic for us. But Latifi, our next target, is to go out to turn 20 and down the main straight. DRS is in play for us going towards turn 1. Schumacher into the pit lane, so it won't be a concern for us here. We clear Latifi going off towards that first corner. Well, how many places do we gain here from cars coming into the pits? We'll be up to around P6 here. Latifi there in front of Bottas and Norris who are coming this time. Hamilton now in P8, so Latifi currently the one car between myself and the Mercedes. Of course, we try and beat the Mercedes cars to try and gain Red Bull the lead back in the Constructors' Championship. Russell there, our next target, to make our way out of turn 15 towards 16. Couldn't go for a move going into the left-hander, but going looking to the inside now for the left-hander at turn 16 and jumping in front, going over the curb there, thrown off a little bit by making the pass at such a later dive than we might have liked, but up into P5 now, and Hamilton, who's cleared Latifi while we were doing that. We'll have a look at the replay of him doing that and see, because it's the same sort of move in a Mazepin. Did he hit the wall when he went around the Russian in the Haas? We'll see if he makes the same sort of move here. Goes to the outside going towards turn 15. Latifi has the better line going through. Hamilton avoids contact with the wall, goes over that curb there, so I'm not quite sure if Mazepin did actually make any contact with him, or if he did indeed make contact with the wall, but it doesn't look like there's any damage on Mercedes, so I think he's all okay for the time being. So who's staying P6, we're in P4 for now, and on to lap 8, our next targets being Antonio Giovinazzi and the Alpine of Esteban Ocon, and Verstappen obviously quite a way in front of both those guys, making his way out of turn 16 now, to make our way to the outside this time on the Italian in the Alfa Romeo, going into the left hand. It's going to be very tight indeed on corner exit, but keeping it within the white lines this time, and keeping it in front of Giovinazzi crucially. So back on the podium, and right now in a net P2, and there'll be a real P2 in a second if we can try to take Ocon down the main straight here, out towards turn 20, and back on the main straight once again going towards turn 1, that long run, and DRS is in play for us down towards that first corner, closing in all the time on Ocon, making our way to the outside, going in. Can we try and jump the Frenchman in the braking zone? Going in towards that first corner. Ocon moves back behind us. So P2 is now in our possession for the first time outright today since we made our pit stop. And Verstappen, though, still quite way up the road in first place. But honestly, there's one driver I'm okay with being in first. It's our teammate who's 7 seconds in front and on course right now to extend his championship advantage by a decent margin here. But in terms of our race, we're sort of by ourselves right now because Hamilton's about 3.5 seconds behind us in terms of trying to chase us down through the lap traffic, and of course Verstappen's away in the distance. But it's gone on to lap 15 here. Norris is still giving Hamilton trouble behind it. I think that's what's keeping us in front right now, because Hamilton would be happily chasing us if he could shake Norris going into turn 1. We've got these two fighting here. So Norris on the outside going through that first corner and up towards turn 2 gets the better drive off and actually pulls in front of Hamilton, but he's still there on the inside in the Mercedes going through turn 2, and again they find themselves side by side. Lewis gets DRS this time, so right on board with Norris going down towards turn number 3, of course the first of the 2 DRS zones on the circuit. Hamilton is there on the inside going towards turn 3, sorry, on the outside going towards turn 3 as they make their way through and close to contact once again, but holding it steady. These two fantastic drivers, top of their game here, and Hamilton be on the outside for 3, will give him the inside going for 4, but still he can't get good enough exits to try and shake Norris here. So Norris takes P2 once again. Bottas is there in 4th and Leclerc behind him 5th. Sorry, Leclerc in 6th, apologies. So as they go back towards turns 6 and 7, Norris again finds himself holding on to that last spot on the rostrum. Hamilton P4 and Bottas in P5. So in terms of that fight carries on, and as a result we gain more time. So we were about 5 seconds in front when that battle started. We're now 7, almost 8 to the good over those guys. So those two fighting has been really, really beneficial for us here at Red Bull. So coming into the pit as Verstappen pulls into the pit lane here on lap 16, our pit window opens for our second and final stop of this Grand Prix, but for the first time today we lead the way, but obviously we'll have to get that back in a lap's time so Verstappen can reclaim the top spot and go on towards what will likely be his second victory of the season, going back to back with his win in Monaco. So into the pit lane now for us, trying to be a bit quicker on pit entry this time, but of course braking to observe the pit limit, and coming in now for our last stop of the Grand Prix onto another fresh set of medium tyres to get us to the end of the race here. And Norris and Bottas in behind us as well. I think Hamilton may have stayed out. Sorry, Hamilton pitted on the last lap, apologies. So he's still there in the mid pack. He's currently behind, I believe, Mick Schumacher, that will be. As we make our way up the pit lane here on lap 17. Just within the final 10 laps of this Grand Prix now. We're a lap extra on our first set of medium tyres. This will be a shorter stint for us to get to the end. And Hamilton, sorry, it's Bottas further back. Hamilton in front, or was in front of Vettel, but Vettel managed to clear him as we make our way a few laps later here. Still running all by ourselves in second place. All going nice and easy. And make cars some smoke. Oh, that could be a concern. And that's what happened to Ricciardo going through turns 18 and 19. But I was in terror when I saw this, but crucially, remember, this is F1 2021, the point where even if the car is up in smoke, it doesn't always mean a retirement. So we're going along here nice and easy. That MGUK is blowing up, but we're allowed to carry on here with the car trailing smoke behind us. Let's push on to lap 25 here, just like the last lap of the race. I'm sat here praying the car doesn't conk out, but Norris is closing, but he won't close enough for us to fight to P2. He's 5 seconds back as we start the bell lap here in Baku. Verstappen is 20 seconds up the road here on course for a dominant victory. Perhaps not as dominant as it was in Monaco, because of course he had Hamilton challenging him all the way there. We've managed to hold the field back, and Verstappen has done it all to himself as he rounds turn 20 for the last time and goes down the main straight, of course revitalising himself in the championship with these last 2 races and taking revenge for what would have been a victory here in real life in 2021. Verstappen wins in Azerbaijan, no tyre puncture concerns from today. He takes the flag for his second victory in as many races, and as for us, we'll come through a good 20 seconds behind our teammate to make it a 1-2 for Red Bull. Our MG UK pouring smoke. The race is over for that power unit component. But coming towards the line, our first 1-2 finish since our victory in Bahrain 4 rounds ago, and finally a step in the right direction in terms of our championship. Can we try and get the fight back on France next time out? It could be a very entertaining affair if we're now back on form. A track I didn't expect to do well at, but we've done well here. A second place finish, it's nothing to complain about, and we move on to France.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
So you have it then, Verstappen wins it. We finish in second, the first Red Bull 1-2 since Bahrain, and Norris joins us on the podium in third place. So let's see how much Verstappen's expanded his lead and how if we've gained any places after our second place finish here today.
Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I have to say Sebastian Vettel certainly caught my eye during today's race. Incredible driving.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Red Bull take over as championship leaders. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So So have the rest of the top 10, and Hamilton finishes in 4th place, Bottas 5th, Leclerc 6th, Gasly 7th, Tsunoda 8th, Vettel 9th, and Fernando Alonso nabs the final point for Alpine. Sainz finished out the points in the end, so a bad day for the Spaniard at the office for Ferrari. But of course, we'll see how much that impacts the Drivers' Championship, if we can actually gain any places off of Ricciardo's retirement. So there we are, to 5th place now. 5 points clear of Ricciardo and 11 points back from Bottas. Verstappen still leads the way by 15 points over Hamilton and 29 over Norris. So a close fight between those guys. Hamilton will continue to try and chase Verstappen down as we try and close on all 3 of them in the standings. In terms of constructors, then Red Bull take back the lead of the constructors with the 1-2 finish. 4 points clear of Mercedes. McLaren still in 3rd and Ferrari in 4th. Everyone now 100 points back. Williams and Haas still scoreless. But guys, that'll do it for this episode of the F1 Ultimate Career Series. I do hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more future F1 content. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.